So you tell me, who's better for the gay community and who's better for women than Donald Trump? Believe me. As your president, I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens.
And that was candidate Trump bragging about how he'd be great for the gay, lesbian, and transgender community. Well, apparently didn't last long. Last week, he tweeted out that he wanted to ban transgender people from serving in the military. Trouble is, he didn't first consult with the Pentagon, and the military brass said it would not enforce that directive. But that is not making the transgender community any happier or comfortable here. They have been fighting for equality, and they made a lot of progress on that front during the prior Obama administration. Well, joining us now for more on this is National Press Secretary for the Human Rights Campaign, Sarah McBride. Sarah, thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
You know, the one thing at least I take away, and you're far closer to the subject than me, is this isn't just about banning transgenders from military service. We're seeing a pattern over the last 6 months, and really with some stunning quotes I'll share with my audience. This administration is trying to do major rollbacks, not just about people in uniform.
That's correct. When the Trump administration came in and Attorney General Jeff Sessions started his term, we saw the administration roll back guidance that provide protections to transgender students across the country. The same day that the Trump administration reinstated the transgender military ban, the Department of Justice also made an announcement that federal civil rights law don't protect gay, lesbian, and bisexual people from workplace discrimination. So this is just one part of the Trump administration's bullying and attacks against the LGBTQ community.
To put even more color to this, the first Army secretary that wasn't confirmed, he called people that were transgender a disease. And moreover, you go to the HHS, the Health and Human Services Department, the deputy in charge of civil rights said the following quote here. He said that the Obama administration was trying to, quote, coerce everyone, including children, into pledging allegiance to a radical new gender ideology. So it's not just some straight tweet from the president in the middle of the night about military service people. This is a pattern here. And to that end, give people an idea. Servicemen and women, thousands, as I understand, you can put a better number on it, they're serving honorably. All of a sudden, this thing comes down. What would happen to them? Would they be fired? Would they lose their benefits? Would they be dishonorably discharged? What would happen if the president got his way?
Well, first off, your point is excellent, that the Trump administration is filled with anti-LGBTQ. Actions speak louder than words, and we also look at who Donald Trump has surrounded himself with, and time again, it's people who have staked a career on attacking the rights and dignity of LGBTQ people. In terms of the roughly 50,000 transgender active duty service members, according to the Williams Institute at the UCLA, Trump's tweet effectively threatens to fire them from their job. It's likely that they would be discharged honorably under the rule. But the reality remains that with Trump's tweet, if it's implemented the way he framed it, 15,000 service members who are bravely serving their country would lose their job. And that's particularly cruel and unpatriotic coming from a president who received 5 deferments from Vietnam.
And just so I'm sure somebody's at home saying, hey, the president said this is costing us an arm and a leg here, all of the medical attention that this population needs. It's a bunch of you-know-what. We spend 5 times more on Viagra right now than all these procedures put together, right?
That's absolutely true. The assertion that costs for transgender health care in the military are too burdensome is an alternative. First off, no person, including no service member, should be denied health care that their doctor says they need. Everyone deserves access to medically necessary health care, particularly if they're serving their country. But as you mentioned, the cost of covering transgender people's medically necessary transition-related care, it would cost roughly the same as 2 to 4 trips to Mar-a-Lago that Trump's taken during his term.
And finally, just to put a button on this, this seems to be a solution in search of a problem. I haven't heard, unless I'm missing it, that military leadership, or all the people they consulted before putting this policy in place, that people have found a problem, whether it be with morale of the units, dissension in the ranks. It seemingly came out of left field. I will attribute it for political purposes to change the subject, but nonetheless, this isn't an issue unless I'm missing something within military ranks.
No, you're absolutely right. Transgender people have been serving openly for the last year. They've been serving, unfortunately, in the shadows for decades longer. The United States is one of 19 nations that allow transgender people to serve openly. Nations like Canada, the UK, and Israel. There was no disruption to our ranks. There was no disruption to military readiness over the last year while the policy had been enforced for transgender people to serve openly. And so the only disruption is with this tweet and this new policy. This tweet is what threatens our military readiness and our national defense. The suddenness, the cruelty of it, it undermines the 15,000 transgender people serving and the thousands that serve with them.
And again, what started as a tweet, we'll have to see how it goes forward. But as of now, military leadership will do nothing to this population until there's more clarity in the subject. We'll continue to follow. Sarah, great job. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
All right, everybody, coming up next, Chris Christie at it again, arguing this time with a Cubs fan after the guy yelled at him during a game. Seems like he's doing just about everything except, oh, I don't know, running the state of New Jersey. Is he the lamest lame duck of them all?